This is my AI moments before beating the hardest level of the OG Mario game. Yeah, this little guy isn't controlled by me or by any other person, but by a very complex neural network. At first, my goal was just to beat the iconic first level of the game, but it wasn't enough. I wanted to do something bigger. That's why I decided 4 weeks ago to make my AI beat the hardest level of the game. And what better place to find the answers than Reddit? After searching for a while, I came to the conclusion that level 83 was the hardest. But it would be pretty stupid to start an entire new game at the hardest level. We need a little warm-up before attacking the big guy. Let's play the OG level 1. We need to create an environment first. It's a space where the AI will have the control of the game and play. Now, usually this would mean either recreating the entire game or messing around with the game's memory. But let's be real, I'm not doing any of that! Fortunately, OpenAI has already handled all of that for us. I love them very much. Thank you, Ilda. I just have to write this line of code and we have an environment. That's cool, yeah, I like it. The next step is to train the AI, which means teaching it to play the game. So we'll use what's called genetic algorithm to do that. Basically, it's evolution theory. Picture this. Mario will be controlled by a primitive AI that doesn't know anything about the game or how it works. It's gonna do very random actions and will be attributed a score. The more you go right, the closer you get to the end of the level, so the more points you score. I didn't use the in-game score because what the AI could do is just spam kill Bumble Bills and get a ridiculous score without ever reaching the end of the level. So our primitive Mario doing random actions is gonna perform rather poorly and get a very low score. But what if we do this exact same experiment, this time with 150 primitive AIs? They will all do random actions. But among those AIs, some will go more to the right than others and get a better score. This is where natural selection comes in. We'll take the top 10% of AIs and force them to have children.
911, what's your emergency?
The reproduction is not just a random process. The genes of the two parents are combined in a way that the child will be smarter and better than them. But that's not it. It wouldn't be fun if it was that predictable. Welcome genetic mutation! We take the child with the mixed genetics of its parents and fuck up a little part of its DNA and see what happens. Oh, you've learned to jump above the void from your daddy and your mommy? What if I make you unlearn this? What could possibly happen?
Bruh.
You would think it's over after we've made the children. But no, it gets even worse. We sort the children into species. AIs who have similar characteristics and behaviors are grouped together. Because you know, we need to put people who are similar together. They can produce better offspring. They can become a better species overall. I'm not racist. That whole protocol is just for one generation. We will repeat those steps over and over again until we get a winner. I launched the training and the results were pretty... The AIs were just doing a bunch of random moves that didn't make any sense. It's always like that in the beginning. It's gonna get better over time. I don't know. They finally started to consistently go to the right, but only to the right. I had to wait a handful of generations for them to learn how to avoid the Goomba and jump over the pipe. Obviously, they were progressing, but not as fast as I wanted to, which shows that there is a little small problem. But I think I know what it is. You see, the AIs learn, and they store their new knowledge in their brain, which is called a neural network. It works just like your brain. The neural network will take inputs. Here it's the image of the game that I turned black and white and with a lower resolution. I modified the image of the game so it's easier for the neural network to process it. Between this and this, it's pretty much the same. In both versions, you can see the most important information that are Mario, the enemies, the void, the platform, etc. We could also play this version of the game, but let's be real, it's ugly as fuck. Each pixel of the modified version will be turned into a number so the network can understand it, because it can see, but it can't do math. It will take those numbers and do a bunch of operations that I cannot understand. The neural network will then produce an output that is one of the commands of the game, like right or jump or A, B, you understand, you know? But out of those 12 actions, I only need 2. Sprint right and sprint jump right. Restricting the outputs should normally simplify the game, at least a little bit for the AI. I hope so. And I was right. Instantly, the AI were doing better. Not like they had a choice, they have to go forward. This time they immediately dodged the Goomba and jumped over the pipe. It took 103 generations to get to that point last time, and they only did it in 5. They progressed well, but sometimes they got stuck on random obstacles and forgot how to jump, even though they were doing the exact same thing like 2 seconds ago. Overall, they were much smoother and smarter. I wasn't expecting that much of a difference. The training is still running, but one already did it. Subscribe for this incredible feat from child 1985. Now let's deal with the big guy, the hardest level of the game, level 8-3. At the moment, I was full of hope. I was even expecting to beat the level in under an hour. But I couldn't be more wrong. This time the AI had a lot more trouble progressing because of the insane amount of enemies to manage. Constant rocket shot at you, dozens of hammer thrown at you. The gap in difficulty between the 2 levels was just huge. Progressing even a little bit took hundreds, if it's not thousands of generations. 1,000 generations would take us back to the Stone Age, where Neanderthals were still alive. It's like for 30,000 years, we didn't even learn to make a fucking wheel. That's how bad the situation is. So the rational decision would be to review my code, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna wait instead because I'm fucking lazy. It worked for a bit, and then they eventually got stuck. How unpredictable! Ooh. I noticed they had trouble passing this section of the game. It is possible to make it to the other side with a very precise jump, but it would be much easier just to go right above. So I decided to change the way they score points. Instead of only getting points when going to the right, they will also get points when they have a Y position above 100, which should encourage the AIs to jump on those platforms to collect as many points as possible. And it worked! I love my lab. No matter how long I was training the AI for, we're talking about 4,000 generations here. It just couldn't make the final jumps. I spent so much time figuring out why it's not working. Do you notice something? If you don't, that's perfectly fine. I'm just gonna put out the speedrun. I just seen the thing. It is not fucking running. So I could never make that jump. And it was 100% my fault. I didn't allow it to jump. I want to quickly fix it by adding a bee. In the new training session, when the AI could actually run this time, they were obviously going much faster. But they surprisingly went less far than the walking ones and were even regressing sometimes. The top score went from 2037 to 2060. Well, that's a first for me. Like, what the hell? I tried multiple things to fix it. Killing more or less people, increasing the number of species, giving even more points when your Y position is over 100, or stop giving points at all. Nothing seemed to work. So I decided to use the best method when you're desperate. Pray really hard and wait a really long time. It's been a couple of days now. Let's see what we got. Okay, alright. Fuck. It's really disappointing because I spent a ridiculous amount of time on this project. But I still got home a little. Yes! Yes! I finally did it! I did it! I finally did it! I can't stop that stupid project! Subscribe because you obviously like AI suffering to reach a dumb goal, and I do a lot of that.